go back to me. I gotta fix
that. Yeah, I was looking yesterday. I was trying to find some videos. We about to be live in a minute.
Yeah, it's all good.
What you smoking on?
I gotta fix that. This thing called the power hitter, right? So you roll your little joint or your blunt like this.
That ain't no little joint.
Well, look, you screw it on the inside, right? And then you put it in here. Screw the top.
Oh my gosh. So it's kind of like a bomb.
Yeah, so then all I do is I hold this little carb right here and like drinking water.
Yeah, damn. So what? So you got that just because it's easier by smoking?
Yeah, and it gets you lit too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, you gotta sit here and smoke a million joints. I could just get lit real quick off a big rip. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's tight. Well, so why you do that instead of the bomb?
One more time.
I said, so why you? What's better like that instead of just a bomb?
It's kind of like an air bomb. There's no water. There's no nothing. You can have this in the car. It's just kind of like you sipping a water bottle.
Where you get that from?
We getting ready to launch them. So this is like a prototype right here. But one of my companies is about to launch these.
Okay, yeah, you gotta send me one.
I got you. As soon as they launch, I'm gonna send you one on the house. You know what I'm saying?
For my birthday.
Yeah, most definitely. I should have them ready in the next month. We just in the last little step right now.
All right. Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Right now, we're live on YouTube. Check me out on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you listen to podcasts. 1212, I'm the place to be with my homie Nash Boogie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like we reunited 9 years later.
Here we go, man. Some people ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that'd be like my main thing. My main thing, I just be like, damn, if I talk to these people back then, I'd be wanting to follow up with them just to, you just never know. And then, like really, so for now on, man, I don't even be wanting that shit to go no 9 years, man. We should at least check in once a year, every other year. I don't be wanting that shit to be 9 years before I talk to you again.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
All right. So we're going to just act like this a whole new interview because 9 years ago, a long time.
That's a long time, brother. It's a long time. A lot has changed since then, but one thing remains, we still rocking. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. So can you give the people a reintroduction? Just let them know where you from.
Yes, sir. Nash Boogie. I'm from Sacramento, California. You know what I'm saying? The capital. We about 30, 45 out from the Bay. So a lot of people confuse it with the Bay Area, but Sacramento, man.
See, now I got to bring you back on because, I got another podcast I'll be doing with my boy. It's called Just Two Black Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, his name DJ Period. He from Sacramento.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, we definitely.
So every time, like he gonna give you the spiel about the track, cause he's running track, so he'll start telling you about the track and the streets and all that shit.
Yeah, that's me. I played football, but I'm more, I've been in the streets since 17, 18. So everything there is to know about this area right here. You know what I'm saying?
And then let us know your background, how you got involved with music.
Really for me, I started doing music as a kid. You know what I mean? I would say my earliest project I put out was I was probably about 16, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't start taking it seriously for real probably until about 2011. You know what I'm saying? 2011 is when I really dropped like my first official project. You know what I'm saying? Like without being in a group, without other entities, just kind of me by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like I said, I know we met 2013.
Yeah, so I was fresh into my solo. So I had always been in groups prior to that. You know what I'm saying? So that was me kind of freshly going into my solo career around then. You know what I'm saying?
Empire the Great.
Yes, sir. Empire the Great. That's why the Instagram is Nash's Empire, just in case people know me from that. You know what I mean? It just kind of puts the connection there. But then some people are like, Nash Inspire. And I'm like, nah, it's Nash Boogie. You know what I'm saying?
So what year did you say you started, like 2011?
2011 is when I dropped my first official project. Yes, sir.
Okay. So just let us know about let us know some ways you kind of developed your craft throughout the years.
Most definitely. So yes, started 2011. I dropped a project called Everybody Hates Nash. That's around the time when I really got into production heavy too. So I made a lot of the production on there. Since then, I've gone on to produce for like Lloyd Banks. I did a History 2 for Lloyd Banks. I produced for like Sci-Hi the Prince and Quincy White, who's an artist out of LA that used to run with Nipsey. I think his name used to be It's Dub back in the day. But I've done a lot of local production too, just people like around the Bay Area, Sacramento, LA area as well. 2018, we went on tour with an artist named Larry June from San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, I know Larry June. He hitting.
Yeah, so we was on tour up until the pandemic. We was on tour basically from 2018 up until March of 2020. You know what I'm saying?
You on tour with him?
Yeah, I was on tour with him. Yeah, we did. We did Atlanta. We did Vegas. We did New Orleans, Phoenix, Seattle. We pretty much covered a lot of ground. And right when the pandemic happened is when we was going to go to New York and do Texas and those different areas. So we covered a lot of the South and the West. You know what I'm saying?
So how you hooked up with Larry June?
It was actually mutually through the promoter that was doing the tour at the time. He felt like our music combined would be like a good mesh, you know, for going on the road. And I went and tried it out for a show in Berkeley. And after that, I think I just fell in love with it, you know, and vice versa. Like we've always been super cool since then. You know, me and Larry June been cool. And then also Dame as well. Dame TFM is one of Larry June's producers, but also his tour DJ. So, you know, we stay tapping in. Me and Dame actually been talking about working on a project. So we'll see if that comes into fruition. You know what I'm saying?
So you always been producing too?
Always been producing too. But I was a rapper first. Don't get me wrong. I would say I picked up production around 2009, 2010.
Why was that?
I just got tired of waiting on beats. You know, one thing about me though is I was blessed to be around talented producers before I made music. So like my production team consisted of Teak and D, which is Hallway Productions. They're Grammy nominated. Mike and Keys, who did a lot of Nipsey stuff. Goldfingers, who's done a lot of stuff like DJ Quick and a lot of the funk and West Coast stuff. I was just surrounded by dope producers. So when I got into production, I knew I wanted to do something different. And I think that's why I got into the MPC and sampling more. You know what I'm saying?
So what you use?
I use the MPC 1 now. I started on the MPC 1000 and then I did the 2000 XL, you know, the hip hop joint for a few years. Then I had a 2500, which I felt like was one of the most modern ones up until they dropped this MPC 1, which is kind of the newer touchscreen joint. But I'm an MPC guy. I don't really make beats on Reason and Logic or Fruity Loops and sit there on the computer. I like to make my beats live. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I was telling you I was listening to that. It's called Agenda 21, I think.
That's the only project I did no production on. So that project, Agenda 21, was produced by P.A. Dre. P.A. Dre is R.J. Payne's in-house producer. I'm not sure if you're familiar with R.J. Payne.
I knew R.J. Payne probably as long as I knew R.J. Payne like
when he was Rain Man.
Yeah, no, you ain't gonna believe this, bro. Me and my I used to have me and my homie was doing mixtapes. He was in New York, but we just linked up, and I was like helping do the drops, put him on the mixtapes. So he was one of his artists back then.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I knew him when his name was Izzy For Real. He was Izzy For Real first, then Stick, Rain Man, and all that. Yeah, I've been knowing him for a minute, so I'd be really happy for him, man, because that nigga been grinding for a minute, boy.
For a minute.
Then, the funny thing is, though, it's like he was always rapping like that. It ain't even like he got like real better. His shit was tight. It just, that's how long it takes sometimes. It's crazy.
Well, you know, the music kind of goes in waves, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he had to wait for that wave to come back around. You know, that's like if you a talented trap artist right now. Like trap is on the way out. So you might rap for the next 10 years until it come back around, and then they're like, oh my God, who's this? When really you've been rapping like that the whole time. You know, I feel like some of that has hindered me as well. Like, you know, just being more of a lyrical, storytelling, you know, type of artist. You know, you kind of went through the different eras that people had, and then now it's kind of coming back to the bars. So, you know, I feel like we were able to get to get into a lot of the conversations within the past year or two, just based on that. You know what I'm saying? The culture shift.
If somebody asks you, who is Nash Boogie, what would you say?
I would say he's a father first. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, I would say he's a reality artist, reality-based artist. Like I do really reality-based rap. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna get a lot of that glamorized or like over glamorized bars, different things like that. I could do that too, but for the most part, we just try to keep it reality and relatable to the people, especially those in the struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that important?
Because I feel like a lot of people in the struggle are a song away from a good or a bad decision. You know what I'm saying? That's really what that's really what I do it for. Because I know it's a lot of things that kept me out of harm's way, and a lot of it had to do with music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been saying. So, who was you listening to keeping you out of trouble? I tell you, who's out of trouble.
I listen to everything. One of the albums that was big for me as a kid was that Quality and High Tech, that Reflection Eternal.
Okay.
That was one of the albums that kind of shifted a lot of my thinking, you know. But as a kid, I listened, you know, being from the West Coast, we got all that. We got the Spice Ones and the E40s and all of that. So I would do a little bit of that, the Loonies and all of that. But then I would listen to Mobb Deep, and I would listen to, you know what I mean, Jay-Z and Digging in the Crates. You like I like to listen to different things. I call it mood music for real, because it's like it's different music for different moods. Like if I'm going out, I might want to hear some Future or some Lil Baby or something like that if we getting ready to go out. But if we on a road trip, then I might start pulling up Big Pun, Capital Punishment, and some vintage albums that we can really go back and dig into. You know what I'm saying? Mix with some of the new stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say what do you think about all the, like, it seems like the rapper deaths is what they call it, escalated? Yeah, escalated.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like
every week almost somebody died.
Right. You know, and me and my team had that conversation all the time. A lot of these rappers got to stop living death style and start living a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
And keep your ass in the house sometimes.
Right, but that death style is like we popping pills, we robbing the plug, I'm shooting everybody. I got the glizzy, I got a 50 stick, I got a 30 stick.
Especially so I don't know where these niggas from, where I'm from, but nigga, you don't rob the plug.
And that's what I'm saying.
If you rob the plug, that plug got to answer somebody, and that nigga probably gonna come see you robbing the plug. So
it don't work out well. But you don't figure that out till you on the top tier or you in the grave. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about a lot of the fans. A lot of the fans don't understand what they're consuming. You know what I'm saying? So now you got these kids running around. They don't even fight no more.
Oh no.
They just looking up. Go ahead.
You know why they don't fight no more?
Why?
Because they can't fight. I be watching all the damn. I got Reddit, so I be watching all the damn fights, man. Them kids can't fight no more. I seen a couple of fights where dudes getting their ass whooped, they pull out their gun. I'm like, oh,
you got to think about it.
If you losing. You can't do that.
Right, but you got to think about this too, like the state of music. So, like when the '92 riots happened out here, what was the number one song on the radio? Let's Fight the Power, Public Enemy. When all the George Floyd shit happened, the song on the radio, I'm fucking your bitch, I'm running the whip, I'm running with. There ain't no nothing there for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I like about you, man. Like I said, when I listened to the album, it got substance, man. Y'all was spitting and y'all was spitting bars. Like, I know people be trying to say, like, now, like, oh, it's changing, but still, man, like, for my mental, for my spirit, I gotta listen to some shit that's cool. I can't be listening to no bullshit all day. That's just me. I'm older though, so maybe.
Nah, but that's the thing about it, right? Is a lot of the older artists feel like they have to fit into the young men's game, and you really don't, because I look at it like this: hip hop is what, 50 plus years old?
Yeah. So
you telling me somebody turned 50 and just don't want to hear hip hop no more? They just start listening to jazz and everything. Nah, they don't, but they don't necessarily.
Still rapping.
Right, but they don't necessarily want to hear Lil Uzi. So you still got a lane. You know, it's kind of like a dope contemporary almost. Like you got a lane for it. I feel like Griselda capitalized on that. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids fuck with it too, but it's more of an older crowd, and the older crowd spend more bread. You got to think when a kid go to a show,
Yeah, because they got
didn't have to
money.
get the money from their parents. They barely got enough for the ticket. You know what I'm saying? When grown people come into the show, they buying vinyl, merch, everything else.
Important because that's probably they grown, so they probably been fans for them for a long time, longer than that younger cat. So
yeah, you know. So I think now you're starting to see a lot of older artists emerge too. You know what I'm saying?
My whole thing is like, man, age is what they say, age is relative, because a lot of these old rappers are fucking aging backwards now.
Oh, for sure.
Like Jim Jones. Like all of the locks, man, you could never, if you would have told me the locks would have been how they are now, I would never believe that shit. Like all of them, like they in shape, they all talking about herbs and shit. I'm like, damn. Nas, I mean, a lot of them, like I said, them cats is not aging, bro. Jim Jones is like, man, he's like Hulk Hogan, like how he be in
not. And he rapping right now.
But that making me like, I'm like, damn, okay. I see, like, it's kind of like, it's good, like, where hip hop's going, because we see the OGs, so we like, okay, they showing us health is important. You know, they changing their life. They ain't staying how they was when they was younger.
No, they not. And I feel like Jay-Z kind of headed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jay-Z never really aged when it came to rap. Jay-Z could drop a verse right now.
I think they say he was working on an album.
Yeah, but I mean, like, every now and then he'll throw something on Pusha, or he'll throw something on Drake, or he'll throw something on something just to throw it out there.
But people, what I do notice about Jay-Z though is Jay-Z kind of like, it's like when you listen to Jay-Z, he teaching you shit because he rapping about a whole nother life that you don't know about. So it's like he ain't rapping like he was before, and like on Reasonable Doubt. Well, he was still, because we compared to our age where we was at. But I'm saying now, how he be rapping, man, that shit, like, we learning a whole new life and shit with him.
Right, because a lot of us didn't make it to that level.
Yeah. Shit,
so the stuff he talking about be unrelatable sometimes.
He ain't no billionaire yet, though, but shit. Him and Beyonce are billionaire. Oh, he already a billionaire?
Yeah, Kanye too. Kanye billionaire too. You know, so.
How many billionaires do you actually get to hear talk and, you know, hear their thoughts and shit? Not too many.
Not too many.
Black ones at that.
Yeah, black ones at that. Most black billionaires is quiet. They don't even want to give an interview because they don't even want you to know they got $1 billion. But that's how we was raised, though. That's how we was programmed to be raised, and not tell the right pocket what the left pocket doing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, how many kids you got?
Oh, I got one.
Okay, how old your kid?
He's 8.
8, okay. What you like about being a father?
I love it, man. He was born 2013, so like around the time we did the interview, and it's just kind of great to see somebody that you created or something that you had a part of creating turn into what they are. You know, it's just watching them blossom. You know what I mean? He's super smart, head of his class. You know what I mean? GATE program, just a whole nother level. And I feel like I'm able to correct some of the things that my parents did wrong, and then also implement a lot of the shit that they did right. You know what I'm
saying? That's what's up.
Because I was really raised by my dad. I had the opposite. Most of my homies was raised by their mom strictly, and their dad was in prison or in the streets. I was raised strictly by my dad. My mom was in prison. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of had the opposite effect. I kind of always had a good dad. So I kind of got to live up to that with my son. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. How long you been growing them dreads?
Man, these joints, I would say at least 15.
God damn. What made you want to grow them?
I think it was around that time when everybody was doing the braids, and I just wanted to do something different. I had like the Iverson braids and all of that, and everybody started trying to do that, so I just went locks. You know.
How often you be having to twist them and stuff?
I would say like every month or two, I just kind of retwist. You know, you get a lot of new growth in there. So that's really, the locks is already locked. It's just a lot of the new growth you got to twist in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to get me some, man. I'm trying to grow this shit in. I don't want to grow in, but I'm saying we're just gonna grow that shit out still.
I mean, shit, why not?
I'm rocking the nigga named Chico Bean.
Yeah, Chico Bean. Huh?
Yeah, that nigga motivated me. I saw that shit. I was like, shit, I can do it too. Fuck it. I'm tired of rocking bald heads all the time.
I mean, in this day and age, man, everybody doing what they want to do, and it's good to see people taking chances and doing different things too. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of breaking the mold all the way around the board. You know, they told us we couldn't rap past 25. They told us, oh, if you're not doing this, you're not, oh yeah, you can't, you know, and now we kind of breaking a lot of those stereotypes and, you know, just coming up with a new motto. Cause you got to think the old motto that they came up under is dead. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Even that shit, like, man, like, I got a job, but this job shit, man, I ain't gonna be telling my kid to go get no motherfucking job. That job
I've been blessed. I haven't had to work for somebody else since 2011. You know what I'm saying? I was working for the state of California cleaning prison cells though. I had a real hard job. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that would like piss in a cell and cut themselves and bleed on the wall, they would call me to clean that shit. I put the hazmat suit on, go in there with the bleach, hit everything off. So I feel like it was very humbling to do that for a year, but it also pushed me out. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go harder. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to do nothing like this. Feel me?
That's what's up. So what's next for you?
I'm getting ready to drop a project probably in the next month or so, called Eminent Domain. You know, for a lot of people that don't know, that's kind of what they did in San Francisco. You know, when they had a lot of the Black people living in certain areas, they created something called eminent domain to kick a lot of the Black people out of the districts they were in, so they could gentrify it. So it's just kind of I've been kind of on an education run for the past 4 or 5 albums, just like putting the medicine in a candy wrapper. So it's just another one of those things. You feel me? I did gentrification in 2017. I did instant gratification 2018, and then, you know, Agenda 21 was the last one, just kind of educating people a little bit. Like even with the titles, like, oh, what's instant gratification? You know what I'm saying? What's gentrification? What is Agenda 21? Look it up so you could at least educate yourself on some of those things. And eminent domain is another one of those things. You know what I'm saying? The only difference with this project is unlike the Agenda 21 that was produced entirely by P.A. Dre, I produced this next project entirely. So it's all me, all the way around the board.
What is Agenda 21?
Agenda 21 was kind of my take on everything that was going on pre-quarantine and during quarantine. You know what I mean? Just kind of covering, like, I did a song called Event 201. For a lot of people that don't know, Event 201 is a video you could look up on YouTube, and it's basically like a lot of the top companies, including like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, like the John Hopkins, all of that, they were planning the pandemic before it happened. They showed the exercise. So if you watch it on YouTube, it's like, this isn't like no conspiracy theory thing. This is actually uploaded by John Hopkins University. It's called Event 201. So they planned the pandemic.
People ain't gonna believe you though.
But it's there for them to see. This isn't like some, you know what I mean? This isn't some person coming on with a dark voice talking in the background. Like, it's actually all of them. It's the head of Hyatt. It's the head of Johnson & Johnson. It's the head of Bill and Melinda Gates. They're all sitting at the table talking about what they would do if something like this happened. And then it's just funny that a few months later it actually happened. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, they was just giving each, that was like
they was telling
that was like a drill. Yeah, that was like a little drill, letting them, like, basically they was telling them what's gonna happen, let them know.
Right. So, you know, I did that. I shot Bill Gates before the pandemic happened. It's just crazy that ended up panning out. But I was kind of breaking down. I was seeing a lot of interviews with Bill Gates, and he kept talking about this mass bug that would be spread that would kill millions of people. And he was doing TED Talks about it, interviews about it. He went in front of the World Health Organization, the WHO, and told them everything that pretty much was going to happen before it happened, years before it happened. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things. I just kind of wanted to highlight one of the roots of the problem when I did that song. And it actually started as a joke. You know what I mean? I told my man, I'm going to do a song called I Shot Bill Gates. And he's like, nah, you tripping, bro. You tripping. You shouldn't do that. And him saying I shouldn't do that made me want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. You think Bill Gates heard it?
I mean, it did pretty well. When we uploaded it to YouTube, we did like a cartoon version of the video. I kind of had it animated. We did almost 70K.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it did pretty well. And ever since then, YouTube will not let me run promotion on any other videos. So I tried to run promotion on a song called Work Get Out. No drugs in it, no guns, no weed even. They told me I used the word nigga. And for that reason, I couldn't run an ad on it. And I'm like, I'm watching ads all day. Niggas talking about killing other niggas and all kind of shit. And y'all let that run as ads, but all of a sudden I can't run no more ads.
Yeah, Bill Gates put that call out on you.
Yeah, it's over.
Like, look, that's all he said. He's like, look, y'all see that video? That's all he said.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, even if you look at the comments on the video, it's a lot of like regular people tapping in, like, oh my God, I saw this as an ad and it's the craziest shit I've seen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things. The shock value of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's smart. So what do you like to do outside of music?
Outside of music, I don't know. I'm like a workaholic, man. I like sports. Football is my thing. 49ers, you know what I'm saying? So I like to go to a lot of games when it is season.
You still a 49er fan even after Kaepernick?
Even after I took a couple years off. I didn't really start watching football again until Cat canceled that tryout and went to the high school and tried to throw the ball himself. I think that was kind of when I was like, all right, I'm about to start watching football again because bro don't want to play.
Yeah, I was hoping the Raiders try to sign him.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he's getting workouts again at least. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like now he's actually serious about playing. I feel like when he was doing all of that before, even though he was saying he wanted to play, he wasn't taking the real steps to play. You know what I'm saying?
So what about y'all quarterback?
Trey Lance.
Oh, it's Trey Lance now. Oh, you already switched up.
I never liked Jimmy G. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know why. That's why I was like, I used to like the Niners too, but I liked them more back in the day. But that's kind of like one of my teams. But I ain't like that fool. I don't know why they got him.
I mean, it was one of those things. They thought that they was gonna get the next Tom Brady, but it's a reason. But it's the reason Belichick sent him off. You know, Belichick ain't finna send nobody off if he need him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he knew what he was, and I feel like we got an 80% quarterback. What I mean by that is 80% of the time he's good, but that 20% when he's not is life changing. You know what I'm saying?
That 20% always gonna come in the playoffs.
It'll be the last down. You know what I mean? It'll be 2 yards to go, the last down. He'll just throw the ball straight in the air. Somebody intercepted. He'll fumble out of nowhere. He just one of them guys, man. Can't rely on him.
And I guess you're a Golden State fan?
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked the Warriors, even as a kid. You know, I'm from Sac, so I mess with the Kings too, but they don't want to spend no money. Kings don't want to. They out here talking that Sacramento proud to sell tickets because they don't want to pay no players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they trying to. Them dudes be trying to make their money. They don't care.
Yeah.
Don't Shaq own the Sacramento though?
He stepped out. He was one of the partial owners, but he sold this year because the owner ain't cool, man. The owner Vivek, it's like a Indian cat. You know what I mean? Like an older Indian cat. He spends his money elsewhere. He don't really spend money on the team like that. You know what I mean? You got to think, look at the players they have right now. A lot of these players wouldn't even play on other teams.
And that shit like, I don't know if you play like NBA 2K or all that, but like they say, choose the GM type. You got some of them that shit say financial guru and they want to save money.
That's what we got.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we got.
And you got some of them like the Lakers, they spend whatever to win. But shit, that shit kind of like, well, the Lakers did add up, but you know, some of them teams like that shit don't even out sometimes paying all that money for them teams and you ain't winning.
It's a balance. That's why I kind of like Golden State. They know how to balance. They know how to like spend bread and then also buy role players. Like the Lakers just want to buy a bunch of stars put them on a team and hope they win. That don't work. You got to have role players, you know? Look at Boston. You know what I mean? They got role players. They got a few stars and a bunch of defensive and offensive role players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you think Boston gonna win?
I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I'm going with GS though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gonna see.
I'm going with GS, but I do like how strong they is. Like you're not just going to the cup on Boston. You're not getting no easy layups. They blocking everything. You know what I'm saying?
They got a little squad. I like Smart.
Yeah, Smart's a G. Tatum is cool. I like Jaylen Brown though.
Yeah.
He go hard on both ends of the floor. He playing D and trying to cash in when he get to the cup. So, but I just think Golden State might be a little too much once they start shooting.
Yeah, it was a little bit too much last night.
A little too much.
That shit was looking crazy. I was like, all right.
But I like how they played yesterday versus the first game. The first game, they went hard in the first and the third and kind of was sleep the second and fourth. I feel like they played an all right first half yesterday and then exploded on them in the second half. They got to play like that. You know what I mean?
You in the studio?
Yeah, I'm at the lab right now.
Yeah, I like the walls.
Appreciate it, fam. Yeah, we got art author. We got Nip right there. We did like a Monopoly themed studio. So, you know, we got Prince right here. We got a little NBA Jam in case you got writer's block. Mike Jack, you know, and then I put the Jack up too. That's from the Bay Area. A lot of people don't know about the Jack, but he was one of my brothers when it comes to the music. So threw him up on the wall as well, man.
What year did Jack pass?
Jack passed in 2014.
Yeah, a while ago, huh?
Yeah. Mistaken identity. You know, Oakland's a crazy place though. Even now, Oakland always been a crazy place. You know what I'm saying?
So don't go visit Oakland?
I wouldn't say that because Oakland has a lot of culture. So like the Black Panthers, you know what I mean? The hippie movement. And it's a great place to go. It's just not a good place to get into the streets.
So where I go if I'm going to visit, where I need to do?
I would kind of stay downtown. I would probably go to West Oakland and check out Huey P. Newton's grandma's house. She has like a house that she's owned since he was a kid, and they got a bunch of like memorabilia and different things like that from the Panthers. Besides that, I mean, it ain't really too much in Oakland, bro. Outside of downtown and kind of West Oakland, it's a little different. San Francisco has a lot of culture too, though. And that's where you see like a lot of the landmarks. Like they got Quake Tower, they got Twin Peaks. You have like the Fillmore district, which was kind of the start of eminent domain was in the Fillmore district. The Fillmore was like a rich Black neighborhood in San Francisco. And they ended up tricking them out of their land by saying that they needed to replace some things. Basically, they moved them all out, said they needed to do some work, built it all over, never let them back in.
Damn.
Eminent domain.
Where did they send them at to?
Projects.
Damn.
So you got Double Rock, which is a project building. You have Hunters Point, which was other projects. There's a bunch of them. Potrero Hill. There's probably like 8 or 9 projects in San Francisco where they shipped all the Black people to.
Hey, it's funny though, because that shit actually do probably be projects. Like it was like experimenting on us, seeing how we gonna behave and shit.
They were projects for sure.
Yeah.
They wanted, but what's crazy is they did different style of projects on all 3 coasts.
Right.
So an East Coast project looks different from a down South project, looks different from a West Coast project.
The East Coast project, man, them motherfucking building be high as hell.
Yeah.
I'd be like, man, I'd be scared of living in projects in East Coast. Like, man, imagine you live like on the 20th floor in the projects.
Right. And something on fire. You ain't getting up out of there.
Hell no.
And that's the thing, right? So I feel like
the South it's like one story, but the walls are brick.
Yeah.
They make the walls like brick and shit, like concrete.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of like a cell.
I ain't never been. Yep. I never been to how the West Coast projects.
So they're kind of like that. They're kind of like 1-2 level projects, and then it's spread out. So it's like a gated neighborhood almost. It looks like a large area of gated apartments.
Mm.
So one of our main projects out here is called G Parkway. They call it Shining Star now, but it's been the same project since the 80s, bro. Like they basically upgraded one side maybe about 10 years ago. The other side still looks like it did when it was the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. So what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Man, just stay tuned. We got a lot of magic on the way. Make sure y'all subscribe and log in to nashboogie.net. I release a lot of exclusive material through there, you know, and for everybody that subscribes, we usually like to send gifts out, different things like that. And man, just be on the lookout when we back on the road too. We probably gonna announce a tour in the next few months, so be ready for that as well, man. We got a lot of store that we about to be coming with. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Thanks for having me, bro. You already know, man. It's always love.
Yeah, like I said, I gotta bring you back on the to the other show so you can talk Sacramento with my homie.
Yeah, let's do it. And man, I ain't forget about you. As soon as these is done, we working on getting a little piece that unscrews right here so you don't lose your joint or whatever on the inside. Once we do that, we good.
All right, for sure, man. You
Yes,
you guys one time I hit you up and everything.
Yeah, most definitely. Instagram, Twitter, everything is Nash's Empire. So that's NASHISNPIRE, Nash's Empire. Besides that, I'm Nash Boogie on all platforms as far as music, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all of that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's about it, brother.
All right, y'all. We out. Got any shout outs?
Man, big shout out to the Common Ground Monopoly, man. Everybody on the team. Pilot John, my man Beast. Santana Must Die, man. You know, we're just keeping it going, brother.
His name's Santana Must Die?
Santana Must Die, like Romeo.
He must be a gangster or something then, huh?
Nah, he not. It's funny. I always call him Santana Must Live as a joke, but it's just one of those things. He wanted to come with something shocking as a name, but he's really, you know, he cool, man. He do his thing. He was actually the main DJ for the Larry June tour too. Okay. So once we got on that road, he started just, you know, tearing these crowds apart.